Hi, welcome to Gotta Ping, a careers podcast you should listen to if you want to grow your career online and offline. Hi, my name is Mei Ping, and I'm a professional career coach and international speaker with more than a decade of experience at some of the biggest companies in the world. To learn more about what I do, visit meiping.com. That's meiping.com. All right, let's jump right into today's episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Gotta Ping podcast, a podcast that you should listen to if you are serious about growing your corporate career. So today I want to talk about a very interesting topic that has really been on my mind for a really long time, and it's really about why are people spending so much time complaining on social media but not taking real action? So as you guys know, I do spend a lot of time on LinkedIn particularly, which is a professional networking platform. And over time, I've started noticing this trend where people are posting successes, which is a good thing, but I'm also seeing an increasing pattern and trend of people posting about a lot of their problems. And a lot of these posts, right, the tone is really very negative and really steering towards complaints and I guess helplessness, for a lack of better words. So I understand that everybody is facing challenges, right? Be in job search or problems at the workplace, maybe with people, right? Corporate culture, workload, and a lot of other things. So I completely understand that challenges do occur in our daily life as well as in our professional life. But there's definitely one thing that I don't quite understand up to this point is the people that have been complaining. I don't really see them taking I would say, tangible actions to move forward. It almost feels like, or rather, it's at least to me, it feels like they like that kind of support that they're getting from their friends, their peers, or their community, which I guess feels good, right? Because when you're feeling down, you're really feeling frustrated, it's good to feel like people are listening to you and that your problems matter, because to be honest, like, they do matter. So I'm not discounting the fact that your problems don't matter. They do matter. But I think what concerns me, and it's something that I'm seeing a lot of, is people who are complaining, but they don't really do anything to get out of the situation that they're in. And this is really, really concerning to me because I'm seeing more and more people just talking about problems, but really not focused on solutions. So I can actually give you guys an example as well. So when I am on LinkedIn and when I see such posts, and even sometimes, right, some of my clients are, people who have participated in my training, sometimes they themselves, right, try to help these people who are complaining. And sometimes they also tag me in such complaining posts and just say, hey, maybe you guys can connect with Mei Ping, or you can check out Mei Ping's videos and podcasts for some really tangible practical tips and strategies that you can use. But what I think is very interesting is that these people who are complaining, they just choose to ignore. And I have also personally received a lot of messages, particularly on LinkedIn via direct messages, from people who just spam me with all their problems. And when I tell them and I say, hey, these are some resources that I can share with you, like free resources that I can share with you, like maybe I think this video or like this blog post or this podcast episode, I think it's going to be something that's going to be very helpful to help you find a solution to your situation or perspective in your situation, even if you're not working with me directly. The concerning trend I'm seeing is that they will just ignore the free resources. So in most instances, I'd say like 8 out of 10 instances, they will just say, oh, okay, thanks, but blah, 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 and then like all their problems again and again. So to me, right, this is a person who just wants to complain. They have completely no intention of fixing their problems, because if you really want to fix your problems, then when somebody gives you resources, particularly somebody like me who has worked with a lot of working professionals, junior to senior level, personally, I've seen a lot of workplace problems. I've seen a lot of job search problems. So I do know like the actual next steps that you need to take that will move you forward. But people like these who reach out to me, they actually don't have any intention to move forward. So sometimes just by like looking at their responses, I can already tell, okay, I actually can't help this person because guess what? They don't want to help themselves. And what I say now is probably going to be a little bit controversial, but I truly believe that you cannot help somebody who is not ready to be helped. Because trust me, I have done that so many times, and I used to waste a lot of my time, energy, and effort trying to help, give advice, give tips, trying to move these people in the right direction. But you know what? Nothing happens. And for some of these people, you will notice some of the habits that they have is they consistently go to different people and ask for advice. But let me tell you now that even if you were to get advice from the best experts, the people who really know what they're talking about, right? They really can help you. But if you are not ready to open your mind, right, and listen to that different perspective and take action, nobody can help you. And personally, I've also experienced some coaching clients who are in this sort of mindset, but to me, there are very few of them who are actually, clients who work with me one-on-one, but I have had some of those instances as well. So let me share with you guys maybe two instances of clients who have worked with me directly, but actually they are not ready to get help. So one instance is a client who came to me with a lot of workplace problems, particularly working relationship problems with a lot of their stakeholders. And a lot of times the sessions was just about complaints. And when I give this client some perspective, they again go back complaining. And what I find is very interesting is that when this client comes back to the next session, and normally I like to ask, so what have you done since our last session? And what is very interesting is that they completely discounted a lot of the stuff that we discussed in the last session, and they decided to do what they wanted to do, which is okay, good for you. You can do whatever you want to do. But then they come back complaining and saying that, oh, maybe I'm still facing these problems. Then when we deep dive into it, and I realized that, I'm like, okay, fine. A lot of the things we discussed in the last session, it looks like you didn't actually absorb them, and you still chose to do what you wanted to do in the first place. Then like, how are you actually expecting things to change? So this is a very simple example of mindset blocks. So example, I've really said this many times, right? You can go to the best expert, best coaches, and best mentors, but if you are not ready to open your mind to a different perspective, then nobody can help you. Then I'll give you a second example as well. So this is a client who has a lot of frustrations at work, and she decided to find a new job, right? As we all know, job search is not, I guess, it's not that it's not an easy process. It's just that like it requires a lot of perseverance and of course positivity as well. So this particular client was also very frustrating personally for me as a coach, because when she came in, when we were supposed to talk about job search strategies and like, positioning herself, resume updates, how to like really about positioning value, she would spend at least half the session just complaining about her existing workplace situation and how she really, really, really wanted a new job. I'm like, okay, I understand the goal and I understand what you're trying to escape from, which is the painful working environment, but consistently talking about what you want without doing the work required to get what you want, it's not going to get you anywhere. So these are just two very simple examples of people who say they want help, but they are actually not ready to be helped, if that makes sense to you guys. So the lesson I really want to try to convey here is that only seek for help when you are ready to recognize a problem, that you have an issue and you are ready now to go to someone else and get a new perspective. Because if you are not ready to do that, then guess what? Just continue doing the research on your own, continue watching YouTube videos and whatsoever. I think that's fine, because you are not ready to speak to somebody else. That's okay. But I think the moment you choose to step out and just say, hey, I have done enough research, I have been dwelling in my own problems for long enough time and now I think I need to go and talk to an expert, then you need to first open your mind. Because constantly complaining on social media, complaining to a mentor, complaining to a coach, or complaining to a friend, family, expert, whoever, you're actually not moving forward. In fact, I think you are moving backwards because you are dwelling in that negativity and problems by talking about it again and again and again without moving forward. So instead, in fact, you're actually digging that hole, the black hole, even deeper, which is personally like not really good for your mental health in the long term, as well as will not allow you to have that kind of like hope and strategy that you need to move forward with whatever goal that you have set in your professional or personal life. So before we end this episode, I would actually recommend some resources for you guys to check out. So if you haven't really checked out a lot of my career tips and strategies, I suggest you check out some of those that you can find in my podcast or my channel. But there's definitely one that I would highly recommend, and that is my Ping method, my Ping coaching method, which is the PHING method, where I go through in a proper framework what I normally recommend to my clients and how I work with my clients very directly as well. So P, understanding your personality. H, hacking your mindset, being open to a new perspective. I, ideas. What are some of the new things that you are willing to try and start taking baby steps? N, navigating complexities, people, problems, drama that you need to deal with and actually how to come out winning. And finally, G, that is go-getter, which is taking consistent action forward. So if you haven't checked out my episodes on my Ping method or my Ping coaching strategy, make sure that you check those out, because I think that framework, or rather roadmap or strategy, is going to be something that's really important to help you step by step to be able to move forward instead of just complaining. So that is definitely what I would recommend if you really want to start taking actions forward. So with that, I'll end this episode, and I hope that this episode has also inspired as well as empowered you to start taking real actions to solve problems in your personal or professional life. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye. Thank you for listening to this episode. For more awesome content like this, remember to like and subscribe. Also, head on over to my website, meiping.com, that's meiping.com, and subscribe to my weekly newsletter for more career growth and personal development tips. You can find the links in the description box below. Once again, you're listening to Gotta Ping, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye!